Hey, welcome to the live stream. Just checking to make sure the audio is working. Hey, what's going on? How's it going, Hoover the Fed Killer? Hey, just checking. Is the stream coming through okay? Looks distorted on my laptop I'm looking at. I've got Cox internet for my ISP, and even the maxed out plan is pretty limited on the upload, so I run into all kinds of weird issues for the upload. I think their max is 40 meg, which should be fine for doing this. Yeah, I agree. EverGrow's been doing awesome. A little bit of a dip, but we're coming right back. And we're almost to 100,000 last time I checked for holders. Yeah, I got to be careful with music, and I haven't found a better choice yet. YouTube's got a whole bunch of free options that you can use. That way you don't get copyright infringement. Yeah, I'm definitely buying the dips when we have them. I was kind of hoping we were going to hit the 100,000 mark tonight. Maybe we'll get some new people watching these and they'll buy in tonight. Push us over the 100,000 mark. But nearly 3,000 is a lot of people. And we'll definitely get that with the exchange listings. It sounds like Bitmart's pretty close. They've already signed the paperwork. It's just a matter of it actually going live on there. And I didn't see a Bitmart announcement. Normally Bitmart will actually do an announcement for new tokens. So at least they did with Saitama. Yeah, SataMask should be launching 2 days, I believe, if I remember correctly. The 13th it launches, so I'm excited to see what they come up with. What does everybody think about this tokenomics and the exchanges? Seems like the community is kind of divided on this. Yeah, I didn't see it as big a deal as a lot of people made it out to be. I think people were just frustrated because they were talking about waiting for the tokenomics to be right for so many weeks, and then on a dime they basically kind of flipped without a really good explanation for why we just kind of turned it off. I think that kind of frustrated some people, but I see it as a good thing. We're going to get a lot of exposure, especially if the exchanges are continuing to work on implementing the tokenomics, which just makes sense for them. They really should be trying to do that. What I'm hoping they do, though, is they incorporate a way to see what the volume is for the places where tokenomics does work versus everywhere else. That way we can kind of calculate our rewards easier. Because right now it'll be really hard to see based on total volume. I agree. The whales can sell off. I'm okay with that. And I do like the idea of the people that don't like the fees buying in. I just can't understand why you wouldn't want to get the reflections or the rewards. Seems like an easy choice, but a lot of people don't want to deal with the complexity of using Pancake Swap or the other swaps that are out there that'll work with it eventually. I know I talk with people all the time that just like working on the exchanges because they're convenient and easy and they're used to them. They don't feel comfortable with the wallets and all the swaps. Thanks, CP Dodge. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely link it over on Discord. I completely forget to advertise this stuff. How long has everybody been invested in EverGrow coin? Everybody over here, or where are people trying to get in? I know I bought in live. That was my first purchase in, and then I bought shortly after that when it dropped back down. But I think that was over here, maybe. I can't remember. And then buying the dips in between. I'm gonna go back through all these streams and record when I first cover it, and then see what kind of growth over time it is. I've yet to do that, but that's on the agenda for things to do, just so we can kind of see how much money people could have made if they invested on day one, on the first time I covered it. That's awesome. Yeah, I kind of wish I'd found out about this one way back here. Yeah, I agree. And a lot of the volume comes from traders. The problem is going to be is trying to figure out what our rewards are based off of that. So, and it's just a pain to figure out the individual exchange volume. So I hope to do something kind of like what SafeMoon did, and they put up a list of all the places where tokenomics work and contribute to the overall tokenomics. That we can kind of figure out what our actual volume is. Let me check. I think it's just because it's. Let me move it a little bit closer. Is that better for the audio? I always have to try to figure out where the best place to put this microphone is, because the camera can only go so far back just because the monitor's on the other side. So that's as far away from the camera as I can get. And my desk doesn't go far enough, so I've got a new desk I'm going to be getting. I just haven't had a chance to go to Staples or Office Max and pick one up. I picked it out online, I just haven't gone to pick the actual desk up. And that'll give me a little bit more room to work with. I've still got all my old stuff from when I was doing my master's degree. I didn't need a big desk then, I just used the kitchen table. Because I had so many books that there wouldn't have been a desk big enough for it. Yeah, I bet right about now we all wish we'd bought way back here. I can't even imagine. And I've done the math on it. It would have been pretty awesome. I can't believe that we're almost to 100,000 holders. That's pretty quick. I mean, if you look at, say, Tama is a great example, because, I mean, look at where they are now versus when they started back in, I want to say it was like June or July time frame that they started. And it took them months to get to 100,000. And we're going to do it in probably under 2. It's ridiculous growth. If there are any veterans out there in the chat here, happy Veterans Day. And I think there's another AMA this weekend, which I want to say they said last week that it was going to be alternating with SafeMoon. So I wasn't expecting another one this weekend, but we'll be doing an AMA. If they've got it, I'll be on here live streaming that as well. I think they're trying to take some time to explain everything to the community because there's so much backlash over the exchanges. Yep. Well, so they wanted to be opposite SafeMoon, and I think SafeMoon's got one this weekend also. So that'll put them pretty much on the same cycle for SafeMoon, assuming that SafeMoon will continue to do every other week as well. They've been kind of all over the place on theirs, so. Anybody find any other interesting projects recently? So Unimoon, when I try to do a fundamental analysis for Unimoon, and when I try to download their white paper, I got a virus. So I probably won't be going back to Unimoon anytime soon, and continuing that review. Yeah, and I showed I took a screen capture of it and put it in the video when I uploaded it, so that's out there. You can kind of see. But all I did was click the download button, and it tries to open it up initially it would try to open it up in another tab for me, and I think it was Chrome or Firefox. I can't remember which browser I was using at the time. It said, "Are you sure you want to do this? It looks like a concerning link or something like that." I can't remember the exact same what it said. And then I tried downloading it directly, so just the right click and then file download, and it downloaded it, and Firefox said scanning it or whatever. And then McAfee popped up and basically quarantined it. So, but I took a screen capture of it. So that was because I was curious about Unimoon too, and it looked interesting. But wherever they were hosting that file was not your normal place for hosting a file. It was definitely a weird link. So I would just be careful with that one and make sure you've got antivirus protection up on before downloading anything there. ADA Cache is interesting. I did do a review on that one as well. They haven't had a lot of information recently, but I've been looking for updates. I did miss a AMA or a community talk. A lot of these projects don't do a very good job of advertising things in advance. So it's really hard to schedule them if they wait till the day of to announce them. What's kind of weird about the Unimoon one is the team is, at least part of the team is doxxed. I mean, they've got an actor, if I remember correctly, is kind of the CEO for it. So I didn't expect to run into a virus issue. It's probably not the project's fault, but they're responsible for where they're hosting their white paper. So it's kind of hard not to put some blame on the project for, I mean, just put it on Google Drive if you know there's not another file share option out there. They probably fixed it. It seemed like I got a couple comments from the team. But yeah, you can see the exact error that I got when I downloaded it. So my virus protection, I just used McAfee. It's nothing special, so it did not like that file. And it's funny because I just read an article about the ability to put viruses inside of PDF documents. It's kind of a new thing. What about a new exchange for EverGrow? So they've been talking about Bitmart all day, but that's something they signed a while back, and I think it's supposed to be soon. But when I tried checking to see if Bitmart had listed it, because usually what Bitmart will do is they'll advertise that they're going to put a new token in advance so people can prepare for it. And I haven't seen an actual notification from Bitmart that EverGrow coin's coming to their exchange. But Bitmart is one of those exchanges that does have tokenomics, but at least when it comes to SafeMoon, it doesn't quite work the way that we would hope it would. They were just doing lump sums in the middle of the month. I want to say that when I had SafeMoon on Bitmart initially, and it was like the 12th of the month that they would do the rewards. I did see that Harmony app pre-sale as well. There's a couple of pre-sales that for projects that seem interesting, and then there's another game. I was looking at it earlier today. I can't remember the name of it. Something Gods of Ancients or something of Ancients. Looks interesting. I think there was 100 million tokens, if I remember correctly. But I'm still looking into that one. And then for an exchange I've been looking at, which is kind of interesting, is Kadena, or I think it's KDA maybe is the abbreviation for it. It seems like an interesting exchange. If the documentation is right, it gets 400,000 transactions per second, which is incredibly fast. It launched earlier this year, but what I haven't been able to figure out is if there's anything that's built on the exchange yet, and that's always a hard part with exchanges, is trying to figure out what projects are on them. At least Solana, for theirs, they've got a list of a lot of the different projects that are launched on theirs. I'll have to look up Dexy Protocol. I don't know that I've seen that one. Yeah, Dexy Protocol actually looks pretty interesting. I'll have to check that one out a little bit more in depth after the live stream. I have a feeling that one will appeal a lot to the younger generation as well. The counters for when the live stream should start. So they said around 8 o'clock is when the Discord team's going to be on there. No, it looks like it's still fine. I don't think it lost to 0. We've got a pretty big dog. There's going to be a live stream for the Discord team. So it should be EverGrow and Paul, and then Crypto Rabbit, and then probably a couple others. Might even see Crypto Dreams. I'm not sure who's all going to be there. But they're usually pretty good. Here's a big dog. He's our big puppy. So if you ever see me looking down and I'm usually petting him. He's a big baby. It would be nice if we'd break that 100,000 holder, but I don't think we're going to pull it off. We might pull off 98,000 at the rate that it's currently gone. 100,000 seems to be one of those hard milestones to break. I got to teach him how to play the game when the game releases so he can earn while he's going. Or maybe I'll put him in an NFT and make him EverGrow that way. Give him a job, look cute. Maybe people will buy his pictures. He's 11 months old, and all he likes to do is play fetch. He's a golden retriever, so they definitely love to play catch. And he's getting pretty good. We've been working with him for catching the frisbee. But he's not the only dog we have either. We've got 3 total dogs. He's just the biggest one. And the other 2 are a little older. They're more adults at this point. Over the next 3 months, it really depends on whether we get these exchanges and get that exposure, and if they actually get some of the utility up. It's hard to predict with utility. I mean, they've got the login button now. It just doesn't work. But NFTs has been kind of killing it. It'll be interesting to see if the recent regulation changes is going to change anything for it, but I didn't see anything earth-shattering in the new laws that have been coming out with NFTs, so I don't think it will have any impact. But if we get all the exchanges they're talking about, I could see us possibly dropping to 0. That's entirely possible because we're talking millions of people, and they don't have to worry about the fees. If you add that along with utility, and it's got a lot of potential over the next 3 months. But it really depends on whether they get this stuff launched or not. So hopefully on Sunday when they do the AMA, they'll have a better timeline of what to expect, because we're kind of in this where they say it's ready, but they're just doing some final tweaks. And then last time they did an AMA, they said they want to make sure everything's right, which I agree with. But we've been talking about this stuff for almost a month now. And at one point they said they've got 3 things in the pipeline: the subscriptions, the NFT marketplace, and then the game. I haven't heard anything about the game in a couple weeks. Hey, thanks for the comment about the channel. I'm glad everybody likes it. It's kind of my hope is that I'm providing something that people benefit from. So, and so far most of the comments have been pretty positive on people liking the content, so I'll keep it coming. But yeah, if they can get this up and running. So here's the other thing too, right? So we're coming up on the holiday period, and by far the biggest portion of the crypto market is definitely in the United States. I'm not sure that we're going to see a huge increase in spending right before Christmas. So most of the team is doxed, but I don't know that all the devs. And I think they did an AMA a while back that said that they're not, most of the team is, the key portion of the team is doxed, and they're doxed on their channel too. Here, let's go to their website so you can kind of see. You can go to all of their LinkedIns. Sam is the one that we usually hear from. Praveen has also been talking. I can't remember who else we've actually heard from, but you can go click on, I want to say we've heard from Rahul, but I can't remember. So if I was to review this one right now, I would say the exact same thing. So what they're doing is they're making changes to the website more in real time and forgetting to do the white paper. I don't know that they've done the white paper since a couple weeks after launch. They did a revision on their white paper, but they've been doing more updates here. For example, the tokenomics is more up to date on the website than it is in the white paper, because they've been fluctuating this. Specifically with the liquidity, they've been increasing the liquidity because they didn't really have an issue, they said, but they were getting a lot of FUD about the liquidity. But most of the key aspects are in the white paper, But yes, there's definitely differences between the white paper and the website at this point, but that's kind of why. And I hit them up on that kind of stuff all the time, is they got to keep things up to date and up to date everywhere. Because all they do is create confusion if it doesn't match everywhere. Same thing with fees. The main website doesn't have any real information about fees. And I think that's relevant information, especially if you're a content subscriber or a content creator. You want to know what the fees are going to be. Now, fortunately, they've got that built in now so you can actually look at it down here. But I haven't met a single project that was quick to do the updates necessary for their websites. And I don't know why that is. I know they're focused on a lot of other stuff, but once they start, I mean, this project's got nearly 100,000 holders. Granted, they put a lot of their marketing budget into liquidity. I don't know what other kind of budget they've got for stuff, but it generally doesn't cost a lot to have somebody update a website, depending on how they had the website built in the first place. And obviously they've still got the website design team or somebody doing website stuff, because this came up. But that's kind of the trend throughout the entire crypto space, is everybody forgets to do the updates on the websites. They'll announce things on AMAs and they'll put stuff in Discord and they'll do all these different things. And then they expect the entire community of potential holders to know that stuff. And they're not going to know it unless it's on their website. Because most investors aren't going to go looking for information. I'm bouncing back and forth to Twitter just to see if they're gonna make the Twitter space available. Same thing with Discord, just to make sure that if they have to move, that I'll be ready to switch over. So where do y'all think that the project would be in 3 months? I'll pose the question back to y'all. I know where we'd all like it to be and hope it to be, but where do y'all think it'll actually be? Yeah, I tend to think if they achieve all the things they're talking about, 1-0 is not going to be that difficult for them to break. And I know they said 3 to 5 days for exchanges, but realistically, some of these exchanges are probably going to take longer than 3 to 5 days. I could see by the end of the year we should have the 6 exchanges they've been talking about. I just don't think it's going to be nearly as quick as they seem to want it to be, because the exchanges are going to want to advertise it just like EverGrow will. Build up some momentum, get people interested in it in advance. They're going to want to market it. What's up? I think the team will accomplish what they're talking about. I just don't think they're going to accomplish it as quickly as they're talking about. Yeah, I want to say they said on one of the AMAs last month about the game being in about a month. Well, that would put it around December. And I just don't know that we're going to hit it all. We'll hit it all eventually. I just don't think we're going to hit it all as quickly as they seem to think it will. And I'm okay with that. I just wish they'd keep realistic timelines for things. With the NFT marketplace and the content subscription, those are two big aspects that are fairly important to the utility aspect. The game will be nice, but I think the NFTs is probably the bigger and more important part. So if we get those two things by the end of the year, the game shifting to next year, that's fine. Do we have any content creators in the chat? I was talking with the guy and I told him about EverGrow, and he and his wife both do some content creation, so I'm curious to see if they jump on any of this. They haven't done anything for NFTs or anything like that. They're still looking into it, but I'm curious to see if I can find anybody that'll actually be a content creator in this. Hey Mike, welcome to the chat. We're about 13 minutes from the Discord team presenting, so I'm not exactly sure who from the Discord. It's probably going to be EverGrow Paul, which is the same person that generally runs a lot of the AMAs, and he's the one that's calling on people. And then I think it'll be Crypto Rabbit. She's pretty active in Discord at answering questions when people have questions or issues that pop up. It's on her Twitter feed, I believe. And then I'm not sure who else will be there, so we'll see. I heard mention of a token that was going to do EverGrow as rewards. I don't remember the name. Do you remember what name it was? Reflecto. I have to look it up. Now I remember this one. They were talking about this in the Affinity AMA-ish live stream they had a couple days ago. This is the one that gives you 3 different tokens. Yeah, they were talking about this one. It's Cryptor, BUSD, and EverGrow. Yeah, Cryptor is going to be one of the tokens that's reflected back, so they'll get rewards with Cryptor, it looks like. It's got an audit company that I've never heard of. But there's a lot of audit companies right now. Nebula? I really wish somebody would come out with a list of all the different audit companies and then rate them, or at least keep track of how many of them have issues after the contracts go live, get rug pulled, or something happens to them, or get hacked. Yeah, I don't know what the limit is, but 20% just seems high. It's the same thing I saw with Affinity token. But as long as they retain the ability to modify the contract, they can always shift the percentage if it is too high. I think there's got to be a point where a fee is too high. Yeah, I'm all for expanded portfolios. Never put all your eggs in one basket. I do the same thing. I'm constantly looking for new tokens that are interesting. Right now there's been a lot of really interesting tokens being launched. Yeah, over this weekend there's a couple projects I'm going to try to do initial fundamental analysis on Nervos, and then maybe ZAM, and then there's another one, Checked. Those are the ones I've currently got in the pipeline to do analysis on this weekend. Those will probably start tomorrow, I think. It's pretty standard for those pre-sales. They have to give that kind of information. I haven't actually tried to do any of the pre-sales. There's a couple projects I considered jumping on the pre-sales, but you never know what's going to happen. It'd be nice to get early in on the project, but I don't know that I necessarily want to be on a pre-sale yet. I just want to find it right when it's becoming listed someplace, whether it's PancakeSwap or on an exchange. I'd rather get it on day one of listing, but I don't know that I'm quite ready to do pre-sales. But there have been some very interesting projects that I considered. I went through the whole process for one of them, and they wanted a lot of the same information. I don't remember them asking for my blockchain address, but if I had the opportunity, I would have bought LF0 without a question, but it wasn't available in the United States. Yeah, I try to keep things concise and keep it on the information that's relevant and not the rumors, unless the rumors start impacting price to the point where it's dipping like it did the other day, especially on I think I did one recently on SafeMoon. I try to avoid all the rumor control. I see a lot of channels that talk a lot about things that might be. I don't know that there's a lot of value in that. I'd rather tell you what the team is saying and what they've actually said is going to happen. Unless, of course, it's impacting the price for some reason. Yeah, if I knew how to do an audit company website, I would do that because it would make a lot of people's jobs a lot easier. Because how do you know that the audit's any good? And at least CoinGecko, if I remember correctly, they've got a list of all the dead projects, but it's not a user-friendly list. So you could, in theory, go through that list and see how many of them had audits, and then which ones failed for a reason related to an audit. You know, TechRate has a couple of projects that went belly up, but it's not necessarily because of the audit and things that they found in the contract. But there are definitely better audit companies than others. Certic is generally considered one of the better ones, but I was in an AMA the other day and they were saying that Certic is old school. They're not necessarily looking at some of the new stuff or new issues that are out there. So then they threw out another name for a different audit company that I've heard of them as well, but I've never heard of them being considered one of the better ones. Yeah. That's impressive being an accountant. One of my toughest classes during my master's program was accounting. That was not my favorite class to sit through. Part of it was the instructor, but it was a challenging class. I did look at the Vetter token. I don't remember the specifics anymore, but I did browse through that one. I go through a lot of different tokens, and usually the ones that stand out, and I try to pick ones that generally have team doxed and have a security audit for things I'm going to take a look at on my channel, just because those are the ones I feel more comfortable investing in, even though it's not 100% that they're not going to have problems, but I'll have to check it out again. There was an interesting token I looked at 3 weeks ago, and one of my friends had sent me it to take a look at, and he just couldn't believe the growth because it had astronomical growth. It defied all of the rules of how market cap works and how price is determined, and it went from like 5 or 6 zeros to like thousands of dollars in the matter of days. But for that particular token, what they were doing is they were basically cutting. So you might have invested $1,000 at a certain point, but they were basically cutting those, the number of tokens you hold or the value of your tokens as they increase the price. So your holdings didn't necessarily increase along with the price going up to thousands of dollars. So it's a very misleading token. I'm gonna go check on. This live stream should be starting pretty soon here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna mute my audio, so they should be starting to talk.
Hey yo.
Check.
Hello. I am sending out invites right now. Give me just a second.
Testing.
Got
Good evening. Good
Hello.
evening.
Your voice is just so so chill. It's so calming.
People ask me all the time, like, are you on the radio? Do you do voiceover commercials? I'm like, maybe I should have done that. And the answer is no, but I should have.
I think you missed your calling. You got a voice for radio.
Check.
Am I good?
There was. Let me see. I'm looking for
Yeah,
Derek. Let's see. There's Charlie. This thing keeps moving, so I can't. Derek, Marshall, if you are on, go ahead and request to speak, and I'll bring you up.
Check. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
10-4.
All right.
Rabbit, you got me?
Yes. I've
Okay.
got everybody except for.
Let's make sure you can hear me.
Yes. Oh, what you eating?
I'm putting away a wrapper. I'm actually throwing it away. You can hear that? Oh my God.
Okay. All right. Derek's connecting. All right. So, welcome to EverGrow and Chill. We've got Crypto Control. We've got EverGrow Paul. We have the fabulous Lord Black. We have Frizz, Mucky, Derek, and Model T. We are all moderators from the Discord, except for Crypto Control. He is a YouTuber who supports the space, so we love having him up here for his perspective. And we try to do these weekly, bi-weekly, where we just kind of come up, talk about what's going on with EverGrow, and take questions or concerns from people on Twitter, because some people aren't in Discord. And it's just a way of, us helping to grow the space. So there's a lot that went on this past week with the AMA. Some people were very happy. Some people were not. And I don't know if that's just because it was a change that we weren't expecting, or if it was, they just don't understand the dynamic yet. Damien. But we got a lot of news about the exchanges and the name of the content platform. So, Paul, why don't you talk about what happened on the AMA this week?
Okay, well, I mean, a lot happened. So when I'm actually modding the AMA, like I actually forget a lot of stuff that was said, and then I process it later. But it gets me all excited. So I've actually just had a talk with Sam actually today. He was super busy, super excited, but we did talk a little bit. No new information, just like what you saw is that he posted that Bitmart, the final stuff is being done, the hard work is done, and they're just kind of waiting for it to, kind of go with it. They've been at it for weeks with Bitmart and the other exchanges. From what I understand, not official, but it looks like Bitmart's going to go first, and then the rest. Maybe it was signed that way. Don't know, but it looks like that's going to happen. And it's basically, it looks like it's out of their hands right now, and it's just in their hands for it to, hey, let's go, put it on there. Just like what happened with Indocoin, like everything was done, it's in their hands. So I know everyone's like, when, it's coming. So everyone needs to stay patient, and it will come. So what people, and this, we'll get into this with the other mods, and we can all explain it better. So the way it's going to work, and no one has ever done this with the other tokenomics tokens, is they would get on these exchanges, these larger exchanges, and they would have their own ecosystems. So that means the people on Bitmart, I'm just going to use them as an example. Bitmart, if they bought this another token, let's say I'm going to say SafeMoon. If they bought SafeMoon on Bitmart and they would get reflections for the people that were in Bitmart's ecosystem. So if 10,000 people bought on Bitmart, they would all just share their reflections in their volume. So it'd be separate volume than the volume that everyone else was using, the 2 million people they had on PancakeSwap. This is not how this is going to happen. So right now is all the exchanges you can buy for free on. So we'll be going to millions and millions of people that just like using exchanges. So they'll be able to buy and trade for free on the exchanges. which will make the price go up because they are buying EverGrow, except they are not paying the 14% tax, which means they are not going to be in the reward system. However, they can have a choice as soon as they buy or later to transfer to a private wallet like a Trust Wallet, a MetaMask, or any wallet you have you, and they can pay the 14% and be included in the reward system. And people didn't like that, how that was going to happen. But there's no other way to do it, and this is kind of the first way it's being done. I love it. Now, the one thing that you have to notice about this is, so let's say a lot of people buy on the exchange, they won't be getting the rewards. You got to remember, those tokens that they buy are going to be out of circulation. So they're going to be like holding them. So our rewards are going to increase because the total circulation will go down. So it's kind of like a burn wallet that, is kind of, what did Friz say earlier? It was a
Soft burn?
Yeah, a soft burn. It was kind of like a held burn. Like they're going to hold
Temporary burn.
That's the word I was looking for. A temporary burn wallet that's going to sit there with all of their tokens in it, and we will get more. And they can also come over, and this is going to create more people and more people in. I think it's a great idea. And everyone sit there on that we hear every day about price and not even about volume. Well, they're going to like this because the price is going to go way up because they're going to buy. Now, as far as volume, most of the volume is going to come from the creator platform and the 3 games and the NFT play and the NFT marketplace. That's where most of the volume is going to come from, along with the trading. So those were the main points of the AMA, and we're going to discuss all that. Take your questions. I'll stop talking. Who is next?
So the other thing that came out was they renamed their content platform. It was originally going to be United Fans, and then it switched.
Unite.
People were kind of like, yeah, they were, well, maybe we could do a better name, and they came up with Crater, which is a mix of crypto or fiat, and kind of a play off the word creator because it's a content creator platform. Mucky, was there anything you wanted to add about the name or what's coming next with that?
No. I know a lot of people were disappointed about the logo, but I don't see. I thought it was pretty cool that the EverGrow team took somebody's consideration into account, and they said that maybe they will pull ideas from the community or things like that. I do know that graphic design is a pretty important piece of a first impression, and if graphic design is really good, you don't even notice it. But what's got me pretty excited is that Sam said that he doesn't want to release a product that is subpar. They'd rather, I guess, a few weeks ago when I was trying the beta, it was basically just pictures and video and, like a blog post kind of thing. It's about all you could do. But now they're going to be integrating live streaming and, they're going after like podcasting and so they're kind of trying to cover a lot of markets all at the same time. And if they can pull it off, I think that's going to be huge. And a lot of people are going to, they'll flock to it. If the platform is good, it'll naturally grow. We won't have to shill anybody or try to spread the word as hard as some people would think. But if this project has been about organic growth from the very beginning, so I think if the platform is done well and it looks good, the underlying aspects of it are genius. No taxes towards the creators. We're not taking any revenue off the top. We're not taking anything from the people who are sustaining the ecosystem in there. So I think it could sell itself if it just looks good. So I'm excited for the future. I'm pretty happy about it.
one of the other things they said is that they are going to have custom, where you can make like custom listings. I thought that was pretty cool on the platform, as well as the podcast and everything else. Which, you know, you can make a custom graphic or a custom podcast or a custom video. And you can, I think, didn't they say you could stream, you could do for free or for paid for the streaming?
Yeah, even in the old beta version, you could make free content and just post it up for free. Like you could, it was up to you to monetize it. So if you're one of the kind of people who obviously you're going to want to monetize your stuff, you can make free content as well in order to draw people in to say, hey, this is what I have to offer. Maybe you want to see some more, you know, cough up some EGC and you can be a subscriber for a month or whatever. And the individual content creator will be able to make their own price points as ludicrous as they want it to be. They can be anywhere from, you know, 50 cents for a month to, I mean, hey, if you want custom stuff, you know, a few $100s for whatever. I mean, whatever it is, people can make requests to the content creators. There's going to be DM functionality built into it. We already tested that. So, yeah, I think it'll be, if it, like I said, if it's executed well, if it looks nice, if the UI works, if the streaming, you know, bit rate is good, if all of the underlying potential, right, if that's all there, I think it'll grow organically, and I think people will come because, I mean, people that are already doing this kind of stuff are going to want a 20% increase in their potential gains, because, you know, these people they have to pay like 40% to the government on top of 20% to something like OnlyFans. It's a big pay. It's a big pay increase in order to come over to Crater, and like I said, I think it might be a slow migration, but if the creator themselves want to boost their own possible revenue, it would make a lot of sense for them to try to push it.
Can I add something to this real quick? So they will be doing a lot of marketing after after Creator and these exchanges come out. The marketing wallet does have a little bit of money in it that I hear for all this marketing that will be coming out. People ask that when the marketing. So far, it's all been organic. So that will be coming out. That we'll be doing marketing to creators and to people in that space to let them know about it. I was told that today also. Just to let you all know.
Lord Black or Frizz, was there anything about the AMA or stuff that's happened this week that you were excited about or that you thought was worth sharing?
You know what? I just want to jump in right now and get back to something that Paul had mentioned earlier. And that is in terms of exchanges and looking at, you know, the number of tokens that could be pulled to, say, Bitmart and a number of other exchanges. With those tokens, say it's, 10 trillion plus tokens that are actually pulled out of circulation and they're being traded on, you know, individual exchanges. That is going to be huge for rewards back to us. In fact, there was a couple of things that I saw on Twitter today that was posted. I think it was posted yesterday night or last night that actually explained that what EverGrow is doing is a first, and it's genius. It's actually genius because a lot of folks that actually buy on exchanges are going to take a look at this and say, wait a second, where's my BUSD rewards? I want this. And they're going to automatically want to jump over to a wallet where they're going to, you know, be able to integrate and get rewards. So it's a win-win situation for us because we're going to get huge rewards if there's, you know, tens of trillions of tokens that are pulled out of circulation. But in the same sense, for those guys to want to actually utilize one of the main functionalities of the contract, and that is BUSD rewards, they're going to want to actually pull out of the exchanges and get into the wallets. So, you know what? I think it's a win-win for us. And for those guys that might have missed this, check the Twitter feeds. Take a look at some of the articles that were actually posted about this. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, especially with 6 exchanges coming, that could be a lot of coins out of circulation.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to touch on that. So, two things. I mean, just kind of piggybacking off Friz there. I mean, yeah, think about that, everybody. The exchanges are going to buy EGC. Like they're going to buy it, and that's going to be a lot of EGC that they buy. Which is like Rabbit said, going to pull it out of circulation. Kind of back to the creator platform too. One thing to just kind of remind everybody, or just clarify the fees. It's an amazing setup how they have it. When paid in EGC, a creator will pay zero commission versus, let's say, if you're on another platform, I hate naming names, that we have to have something to relate it to, OnlyFans or whatever, YouTube, there's always going to be a commission to pay, right? Now, if that creator on the creator platform accepts it in EGC, there's zero commission for them. If using another crypto or fiat, the team takes 5%, which is, I think, the lowest I personally have ever heard of. And not only that, they take that 5% and buy EGC and burn it. So they're really just, in the end, helping out, supporting, tons of holders with higher BUSD rewards. And that just decreases the coin supply, which is awesome. I mean, that's something to really make sure you understand, because without, clarity on that, it may, there may still be questions or uncertainties, or even things that, make you nervous in regard to what's coming up. But on the website, it talks about all of this. Take a moment, look over the website. We say it a lot. There's a lot of sections on there, and these things are really explained, I think, better than ever now. There's always updates going on there and stuff like that. So I wanted to just kind of point that out, the fees with the creator platform, or the lack thereof.
Well, and two, like you think about our normal fee structure, the 14% on the website, it says only 1% of every transaction is being burnt. For the creator website, if you pay in any other form than EGC, which that was one of my concerns in the beginning. I've touched on that before, that like if we only accepted EGC, it could, limit the platform's growth, but they're opening it up to all kinds of payments, other cryptos, fiat. If you pay in those other forms, 5%. So 1% for a normal transaction, 5% of those transactions that are not paid in EGC get burnt. Which is a lot.
And I don't know about most of y'all, but I want to use my debit card. I want to pay with my debit card.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
So
want
I
to
actually
do.
asked that question today. Here's what I think is going to
Hey
happen.
guys, long time no speak. I've been extremely busy with school and report writing and taking care of my two daughters, while the mother of my children, not my child, gave birth yesterday. So a lot going on. A brand new addition to my daughters.
Congratulations.
Both have a younger brother, and they're over the moon. So they're 7 and 5 with this brand new little brother. So a lot of good energy coming from Australia from my end. But can I just add my 2 cents? I know it's only 2 cents, but over the last 2 weeks, okay, what we've seen, it has been Bitcoin maxis pumping the coin, Bitcoin that is, and then pulling it back, right? And then it has an effect on BNB, and obviously channels down to EverGrow. The main thing, guys, you have to realize is, being 7 to 8 weeks old, under 2 months, to be able to approach 100,000 holders without being on any exchange listings, to then counter. I've been tracking the top 100 wallets. Top 50 wallets are actually very loyal, but we have had, since we were in the ranges of 2.0 to 2.7, since we dropped under the 2.0, we have seen, and this is, I'm being open, I've had DMs from friends that were there from week 1, in positions where time has caught up to them with certain previous investments, where they had to exit their positions at a let's be honest, the one I'm talking about here, they cashed out about $200,000 Australian, so about 150, 160 at under 1.5. Okay, so what I'm getting at is there's a lot of people that don't want to sell, but they have to for certain circumstances. But in the long run, it is healthy, as Sam mentioned. But the key to take away from that is these people, or the people that I'm talking to, that they're very loyal to EverGrow, and they are waiting for an opportunity to buy back. Unfortunately, their opportunity, it doesn't seem like that dip that they're thinking might happen is going to. But what rest assured, the buying of any whale sell. So yeah,
Damien, I think we lost you. Well, and I think people need to realize that every coin in the beginning has whales. Whale sales are good because they create entry points for people who maybe were on the fence about joining, or they thought that maybe they'd missed the boat, and then they see a whale sale and they're like, oh man, here's my chance. I can get a decent a bag in. And then also, personally, and I know a lot of other people will agree, that it's better if whales get out now versus later. It burns more coins when they do it at this point. So that's something to keep in mind. And then, yeah, like he said, when Bitcoin pumps, like it was earlier this week, it draws a lot of the liquidity and volume out of the rest of the market. So that didn't help us at all. And then when Bitcoin took a turn, it definitely wrecked some people's positions. So that didn't help either. So if price and all that and the whale activity is concerning to you, just know that there's other things going on in the market that are affecting it than just, EGC holders. So I can't forget who was talking. Paul, you were talking to Sam?
Yeah, people brought up questions, and I'm trying to get this. What I think is going to happen is I wanted the question of, what will all the payments be? I know fiat, BUSD, and EverGrow, but will there be others? Can you pay in Bitcoin and Ethereum, whatever? I don't know yet, and that was my question. Here's what I think is going to happen. The first month or two, obviously they're going to take, feedback from the creators. What to change, what to add, what they like, what they don't like. So, if you see something you don't like, the creators, they are going to be, talking with the team doing that. But also, I think they'll be adding different ways to pay, maybe in Bitcoin. And, I don't know. I know the 3 that we have already. But I think they'll add more as we go. Like if people have Bitcoin, a lot of people have Bitcoin and don't have anything else. So hopefully that'll be one of the options. I asked that question, haven't gotten the answer back yet. But I think in time, they'll keep adding, different ones and all different ways you can pay. Maybe you can swap on there and then, pay. I don't know. I've asked the question. I think it'll be done. But I think that was a good, someone asked me, that was a good question to ask and to have, especially since a lot of people have Bitcoin. So yeah, that was, I think that's good to have. A lot of different options is always good.
Did anybody else have anything to they wanted to add, Derek or Model T?
Yeah, I got something.
Sweet, shoot.
So just to kind of repeat why it benefits us being on an exchange is because it takes money out of circulation when people are holding it. A lot of people were very, very upset last week because they thought that since people trading on exchanges were not going to be paying the fee immediately, that would mess with the tokenomics, and that's not the case. So as the price goes up, so does your slice of the pie when it comes to EverGrow. The other thing too, because this is also echoing what we're seeing a lot in Discord, there's a lot of fraud going on. People are doing targeted attacks against EverGrow and pretending to be mods and admins, and they see the value of the coin, which that's to be expected because we're to the point where EverGrow's seen as being undeniable. Like they see us as a legitimate project, so they want to steal the coin, either liquidate it or keep it for themselves. So, but that being said, be very vigilant. Another thing I wanted to bring up too, if you're all on Trust Wallet and your stuff's not showing up, it doesn't mean your stuff's missing. Please check your wallet on BSC Scan. You will be able to see everything that you would be holding on your BSC address on there. So,
all very good points.
Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up because I know that we had a lot of FUD in regard to those issues.
And for anybody listening, he sounds exactly like Jesse Eisenberg. And I will say that always. He sounds so much like him. It just trips me out.
I'm completely unrelated though, unfortunately. So, but I will claim it.
especially on the Discord voice chats, it just trips me. I don't know. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to share before we take some questions? Because I see we already have a bunch of people requesting to talk and share or
Let's
ask
get
questions.
to the questions.
Okay. So, Todd, I'm going to pull you up. If you have any questions or concerns, take your phone off mute. Todd, you should be able to talk now. Just take your phone off.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. So just quick observation. Last time we did this, there was like 60 people on. Now there's over 150 people. So that's really cool. So welcome to the new people. Paul, you do a great job moderating the AMAs. I like your no BS style of you get one question. If I can't hear you, you're out. I love that. Great job. Here's my question I have for Rabbit. It may have just not been understanding what you were saying, but my understanding of the creator platform is if they're not using the EverGrow token and people are paying with fiat, there'll be a 5% fee. And that 5% fee,
it's not a fee. It's like they call it a commission, and that commission will be used to buy back and burn.
Right.
So that 5% will be used to buy EverGrow and then burn it. So it incurs the 14% and then additional 5%.
But it sounded like you were saying 5% was going to get burnt. But my understanding
I'm sorry, I should have clarified
that's okay, because if let's say they make $50 million in revenue in month one, they're going to buy $50 million worth of EverGrow coin, and they're going to send that directly to the burn folder, which is insane. That's insane. So I just wanted to clarify that because I thought you said something different.
Yeah, no.
And I was like,
thank you for doing that.
No worries.
Sometimes
let's do 50 million.
You get so used to
$50 million in 1 month. That's great. I love it.
Dude, my head would explode. Yeah. You get so used to especially in Discord, you're around people who maybe understand it or where you're coming from, and you just forget to clarify things.
No worries. It takes a village, and I appreciate what you guys are doing. I'm very excited, obviously, about this project. I'm on all these calls, so very excited. You guys can throw me off now. I'll just listen in the background.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming up,
You're welcome.
Todd.
Take care.
Okay, we bump him down. I'm going to bring up Adam. And Adam, you can go ahead and take your phone off mute. And if you had a question or a concern or a thought.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So the thing that I thought of when you guys were talking about the creator is there was literally, I remember on the radio, they said, hey, football players want to be paid in Bitcoin. I was like, what? So if you could market it where creators are like telling other people, hey, I get paid in Bitcoin, like as like a cool thing, I think that could really work well.
That is a good point. We can pass that along.
I'm going to write stuff down as you guys, if you come up with a very good point, so I can ask those and it can be addressed on the AMA. So I'll have that. I'll write it down. And also want to say thank you. Also
Adam.
want to say thank you to Todd for the compliment. I was muted. Sorry, I tried to say something. So thank you.
All right. BB, you should be able to unmute yourself if you had a question or a thought. BB, you can take yourself off mute. Okay, Crypto Newbie.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Hey, thanks for giving me a chance to ask a question. So I agree. I love the idea of what we're doing with the exchanges. Based on a couple of the comments I was getting on the videos, I think it's a little more, I think the concern or the issue that a lot of the community has is a little bit different. I think they're definitely concerned about that aspect that we've talked about already, but part of it is that we were talking about this for weeks about how the exchanges were going to be rolled in, and then we did a complete 180 in the space of like 10 minutes and didn't really do a good explanation for why. So I think that that's part of the FUD that was out there, was just because we did that quick 180. That's just my observation on a couple of comments, and it did seem like it was pretty quick, but I agree, it's 100%. It's a great idea, and I think it's going to be great for the token. But I just wanted to put that is one of the things that was out there. And then as far as the volume, because we're going to have the same issue that SafeMoon does, is there going to be an attempt to try to put the different volumes on the website so you can see what is actually contributing to rewards and what's not, just so if people are trying to do their calculations for the rewards, that they can kind of figure that out still. Because that's the same problem we have with the SafeMoon committee. I think that a lot of people, at least on SafeMoon, they've got that website of, hey, this doesn't contribute to tokenomics, so you can kind of exclude those from your numbers, or just focus on PancakeSwap, I guess.
Yeah, good points. I do know my thought process on the exchanges is we don't know what went on. Well, first off, they said this isn't permanent, that, tokenomics could come to the exchanges. We just don't know when and what that will look like. But we also don't know what goes on behind the scenes, because we don't know if they were like, oh, yeah, we can totally work with you. And then later we're like, nope, we're not doing that. Or if, maybe they totally thought they could. And then when they were in the process of doing it, it, wasn't feasible. We just don't know. And I think we have to give them a little bit of grace on that. I'm sure they would love to tell us what happened. But I'm sure there's NDAs involved and they can't. So I totally get that. They were so set on that they had a solution and then it changed. And I think that did shock a lot of people, just the complete 180. But just from my own experience, from being in the corporate world and stuff like this, that we just don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So, we just can't judge until we know.
It wasn't EverGrow's
Yeah.
fault. I'll tell you that. Okay? It was not. They had it their way. It would be the correct way. And we'd wait a little longer.
Yeah, we just...
Definitely.
Yeah. So we just...
I completely agree. I just wanted to bring that. There's that perspective up there, and I think it was just how it was presented. But yeah, I completely agree, especially with the NDAs. And anybody that's listened to SafeMoon hears NDAs like every other word. So. I get it too. But we had a lot of new people, and they don't necessarily understand some of that stuff. So if he spent a couple more minutes just explaining that to the extent that he could, I think it would have made a lot more people less stressed, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it does stink, and it was a kind of a whiplash. I get it, but like I said, we just don't know.
Well, I have a feeling that he's gonna bring that up at the AMA because he knows that the way that he presented everything on Sunday had an impact, and that's why they came out with those tweets later on in the following days. So, they threw out a tweet that said they have a lot of good news coming. So, I'm still excited. I haven't flinched at all. I'm still as bullish as I ever was.
Yeah, and you know what? If I could just interject here for a second. So I don't think a lot of people understand how exchanges work. So I just want to bring something up here, and that is that, so, every day there's, 5, 10, 15, 20 tokens, new tokens that are coming out that are, they're gaining traction, they're getting holders. Exchanges are hit every day with multiple requests to list. And if you're an exchange and you've got 15, 20, 30 tokens or organizations or projects that are hitting you up saying, hey, list us, list us, list us, here's the money. What happens is there's a pecking order, right? And you might not necessarily get feedback right away or from an exchange saying, yes, we want to sit down and talk to you. So you can actually fill out applications. You can send your money in terms of a deposit to get listed. But really, you're actually at the beck and call of a third party as to when you're going to actually work stuff out and get listed. So, EverGrow has done everything that they can. The team has done everything they can to actually work with exchanges and get listed. But really, it's not up to us anymore. It's up to the third parties to actually say, okay, let's just do this.
Yep. I know. And that's why I'm just like, we don't know what goes on. So until we know, I don't know. I'm just the type of person, I can't judge if I don't know, and I know how those things go. So just wait and see. But I think that since it didn't work out, this is the best case scenario. And like I said, it could change. So hope for the best. Did you have anything else you wanted to share, Crypto Newbie?
There was another question I had or a recommendation, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So I'll raise my hand again if it comes to me.
Okay, great. I'm taking down. Brent, if you want to take yourself off mute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do y'all expect there to be a significant difference in price on the exchanges versus Pancake? I know some people think that there could be a significant difference, but I would think that, there really shouldn't be much more than the 14% difference. Arbitrage should, self-correct that. I mean, what are y'all's thoughts on that?
Who wants to take it?
I
Okay,
mean,
I will.
I don't think there's going to be. I mean, here's what I don't think there's going to be
Go-
that much of a difference. Now, the only thing I asked this question that I don't know yet is the exchange going to take one lump sum from PancakeSwap, from PancakeSwap for the liquidity pool and then pass it out, or are they gonna, when someone buys, is it going to come, is it going to a contract gonna, report to PancakeSwap and take it out? I don't know which one yet. However, I think it's going to be like everything else. There might be little bits, maybe a 1%, not 1%, but, maybe a couple decimals different. And then they all kind of catch up to each other within a couple minutes. But when you sell, it'll be one price. I don't think it's going to be a big gap in price. I mean, I'm literally talking, there's a lot of different coins on or tokens that are on different exchanges. And when you click on one, it's a little bit different than the other. And then usually CoinMarketCap has the average of them all. So that's what I've noticed on other tokens. I think it'll be the same way on this one. I don't have the exact fact yet, but I'm pretty sure that's going to way it's going to work. I don't think it would go anywhere else. There's not going to be, 5 different prices all at different levels. That's ridiculous, and they would never do that. I don't see it going that way. So I just don't know how they're going to take it out of the liquidity pools all at once or each buy. I got that question in, waiting to be answered.
Yeah, I know like with SafeMoon, they do large buys, but I don't know if that's different across every coin or if they do it the same way with every single one of them.
So we will be able to see those buys on Pancake, when they buy from the exchanges, we'll be able to see those.
Yes. And then I know a lot of people who are, love arbitrage opportunities. So I think we will see a lot of that. And, even me, if I had a bag on, an exchange and I was going to sell, I would definitely check all the other exchanges and see if one was vastly different. But I don't see them being that big of a difference. And if there are, well, then, and you're on an exchange, well, then you have an opportunity. So. Did you have anything else, Brent?
No, that was pretty much it.
All right. Thanks for coming up. Let me take you down real quick. Mr. RR,
I love these.
You want to unmute yourself?
I love these. So it gives me time to write down questions, and I can bring to Sam before he even gets on. And so he has, his other announcements. He also can address these questions from the community that are important. So that's why I like doing these in the middle of the week. Rabbit, it's such a good idea to do this.
I'm glad y'all like them. I enjoy doing them. Mr. RR?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hi, before anything, I want to say you guys are doing an amazing job. I've been in cryptocurrencies for since 2017. I have never seen anything like this before. I mean, we have SafeMoon, who actually started with tokenomics, but we never have a project where you get rewarded in BUSD, which is real cash that you can use at any time you want. Mm-hmm. And that needs to be promoted, guys. I believe right now the things we are doing are good because we are not listed in regular exchanges. And most of the people don't even know how to buy in PancakeSwap. But soon as we have Bitmart exchange, which has a lot of good stuff, because before anything, you can buy Bitcoin using a debit card in Bitmart. And that's going to bring an easy way for people who doesn't know how to buy in PancakeSwap to be able to buy EverGrow coin. So I just want to say, people who really pay attention to what you guys are saying should be going crazy at this moment, because the circulation of the coin is going to be even smaller now that the coin is going to be moved to a different exchanges. So basically, if we get in rewards right now as we speak, imagine what will happen when the circulation of those tokens are basically blocked because they are. So So I just want to say, I joined this project when we only have 7,000 people, and
That's
right now we
awesome.
have 100,000 people, guys, almost. I put good money into this project because I was looking for something good,
Let's bring him on as a mod.
for something about Safe Moon.
Discord.
Dude, I love your energy, man. I love it.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I just want to call that out too. You know, hey, awesome enthusiasm. Love that.
We all share your enthusiasm. Every single one of us, we're behind the, we talk about it all the time. Maybe it's because, I mean, we sound excited here, but we talk about this every day in our own chats, and we are just so excited about the future. And we're not just telling you this. Like, we're all investors. I am too. It's not like, I literally, we started the Discord, but we are literally investors excited about the future, and we're being straight up honest with you guys about everything. Like, all of us here, we're under all of us, no DNAs, NDAs, nothing. I said DNAs.
Well, and we've talked about it before in previous Twitter spaces about the BUSD, that, a lot of coins with tokenomics, they do pay in the native token, which is great. But if the price dips, then your reflections dip and they're not worth as much, whereas ours are in a stable coin, so they never change in value, which is awesome. So yeah, you are right. That is something that is huge, and we should talk about more.
And it's double.
But
it's double what if there is another project, ours is double what it is, because we burned, 500 trillion right at the beginning, and also the marketing wallet is excluded, and the dev wallet is excluded. So that leaves, 435 now, because some tokens have been burned since launch, like 435 trillion in circulation that is spread out. Usually it's way more than that, and other projects, they burn 300 trillion. So their rewards aren't as strong as ours, because we burned so many more. Very exciting. And that's why ours is twice as more of anyone that's close to us.
Yeah, and also, Paul, just to add into that, the burn wallet is also exempt from rewards. So we're not actually throwing reflections/rewards into the burn wallet.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a big wallet to be excluded.
That's true, because many tokenomic platforms, they are not excluding that. So keep that in mind. One thing I wanted to say really quick too, just Mr. RR, you got me fired up, my friend. I love it. I want to just remind the community, and this is kind of my staple point, is that, always assume positive intent. I mean, one of the biggest mistakes I think you can make in investing, there's a lot, but I think one of them is something that gets overlooked really easily, and that is, assumptions. Jumping to conclusions, assuming things. Don't make an assumption until there is a finite reason to do so. If there's going to be a lot of changes, there's going to be a lot of ups, downs, and all arounds in this business. That's just the way it goes. I encourage everybody to try and focus on training themselves with patience, because that is what's needed in something like this. Things are going to change one day and then change the next day. And if you're jumping to conclusions and making assumptions about it, I mean, you're really just going to drive yourself bonkers. Always assume positive intent. Mr. RR's got it. We got it. You guys got it too. I just wanted to put that out there.
Mr. RR, if you use Discord, you should totally come find us, because we would love to have you in Discord. All right. I think the next up was Crypto Vault. Did you have something to say? Take yourself off mute.
Yeah. Hi, guys. So I'm one of the really early investors in pre-900 area of investor, but
oh snap!
Yeah, I put a little bit in, and it's done pretty well. So one of the things I was going to say was, I look at it as all these exchanges are trying to catch up to all these reflection coins going out right now, because that seems to be the hot thing. And before, they never had to deal with this. So I think we have to give their exchanges time to catch up to where it seems like the new flock of coins are going. So I think that's the one thing I had to really say about that. I had two little questions. One, on the creator platform, saw some questions about whether the people's content was going to be theirs or if it was going to be the creators' content at the end. Because I think some of the creators on YouTube, that doesn't become theirs anymore. It becomes YouTube's property, I guess, at that time. And then the other little question I had was, like, if somebody's buying with fiat, so to understand the 5% a little bit, if I have to pay someone $10 to be a monthly subscriber, so would I pay the $10 plus like a 5% fee on top of that? And that's where that 5% fee is coming from for the actual payment. So that would be like a tax to that $10.
Hold on. That's real quick. Let's get to the first question before we get to the second.
Okay.
Okay. So you were asking if the content creators
will own the rights to their material.
Yeah. So likely, yes. There's no reason for EverGrow to take any kind of material that somebody makes and uploads and say that it's their property. I actually see the complete opposite happening, because just about a month ago we held an AMA with Sam, and somebody asked, "Are you okay with us putting your logo on shirts and selling them and like doing community-based marketing?" And he's like, "I don't care. I'm not going to sue anybody that puts EverGrow on a shirt and sells it. I would love it if you guys went wild. I mean, sell us, mugs and hoodies and T-shirts and armbands, whatever you got to do." He doesn't care at all. So I don't see Sam trying to take somebody else's intellectual property.
Okay,
yeah, but that's definitely a question we can have Paul add for Twitter Spaces.
Because I think YouTube owns the rights once you post it. So so that was the kind of the question on that one. So
yeah. So I don't. I'm gonna ask. We'll ask the question. The biggest thing also I want to know. I'm gonna ask the question is, will they be able to move over? Will they be able to move over old content? So, Damien, you got to say something? Please go. Is Damien still up here? Rabbit?
No, it looks like he dropped off.
Can you bring him back up? I just got a message from him. If you can find him. But
and the other one,
yeah, Damien, raise your hand and I'll pull you back.
As far as I know, it's gonna be, and I'll find out that question's a good question. We'll go over that. And your second question, as far as I know, is the 10%, the 5% will be taken afterwards.
Okay, I think that makes sense. So
yes, it'll be taken afterwards. It's not going to be, if you tip someone $100, it's not going to be, $105. No, if you tip someone $100, they'll take 5-10%, and apparently it's going to be every 15 days. So basically what happens is there's going to be one wallet of EGC, and if you pay an EGC, everything from the creators is all going to go to that one wallet, and they'll keep track of that. And every 15 days, the person will get, paid out of that. And that's when that's when that'll happen, every 15 days for that one creator. So it's going to go, that one wallet will be able to send money to the creator without that 40% tax. You're paying it when it goes in, but it's not when it comes out to that creator. I was personally told that. So that's how it's going to work.
Damien, if you're in the audience, raise your hand because I am not able to find you. You're not pulling up for me.
Yeah, there's so many people in here right now. I was trying to find someone specifically to see if they were listening in, and I gave up.
Yeah, I just got a message from one here.
But those were really good questions.
Go ahead and take the next question,
get,
and I'll see if I can get a hold.
Yeah. Michael Green, if you will unmute yourself. Sorry, my brain's not awake.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
So I was actually one of, again, like a sub 1,000 investor, and I was actually probably maybe like a baby whale at the time, but I've downgraded myself now to maybe like a large tuna. But at this point, I obviously am a big believer. I think that this project is incredible. I think it's got unlimited potential. But as I've been in trading now and I talk to my friends, I have a lot of people in the community, I feel that the social media postings, as helpful as they are, I don't think it does the project justice in the sense that people have these high expectations when you hear comments like upcoming soon or this is happening next, but then you check the media every day and it's not there. So I just think that maybe the verbiage could be a little bit different, or maybe more vague timelines, so that there's not such a high expectation and such a low threshold for failure and disappointment.
I had this discussion this morning with Sam, and it's a double-edged sword. You want everyone wants transparency, and by the way, Damien said he's waving. He's in right now waving. Rabbit. Everyone says they want transparency and they want this, they want that, and Sam and the team trying to give timelines, but they also people want to know what's coming up, what's in the future. Are we going to be listed on exchanges? If Sam just doesn't say anything and says, "Oh, we're working on it," and that's all he says, "We're working on it," and then you'd be like, "Well, what are they working on?" What are they working on? What's the roadmap? You said November, you said December, you said this. So he even said he said what do you say? 2 to 3 weeks since that happened. And like I said, sometimes there's delays, but it's a double-edged sword. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't say anything, people want more information. If you say something, then they just want more information until it happens. So I think it's a double-edged sword. He's trying the best he can. The team is trying the best they can. We're trying the best we can. I understand your point. I half agree with you. Like I said, a double-edged sword. I half agree with you. And nothing's gonna be perfect in crypto. It moves so fast, and a day feels like a month. A week feels like a month feels like a year. So we're with you there.
Yeah. And with that, I only have one follow-up question. And I guess that would ultimately, obviously nothing in crypto and nothing with these platforms is ever in finality, but when would be a realistic timeline for this project to be, you say, even on an 80% scale up and running, where creators are fully involved and the platforms are fully integrated, people are investing, and you say that you could have 1 million, 5 million investors?
Why don't we wait for Sam on Sunday to address all that? Because I could just say we're working on it.
Okay.
So I think Sam will have more information on Sunday, and like he just hinted, hopefully one will drop before Sunday. Hopefully have some good news. We'll let Sam speak to that more on Sunday, because we don't have any concrete information on that right now.
Right. So Sam did say that we had good news. He put that in a tweet. And today I was dealing with a community member in the Discord server who came in and said that Sam promised that Bitmart was releasing Sunday. And that could not be further from the truth. Sam has never made any kind of date for when Bitmart or any other listing is going to happen. He just said that he has good news for Sunday. And this user decided that means that the Bitmart is going to be announced, and that particular person said, if it's not announced, that's going to tank the project, and I'm going to be leaving amongst everybody else. And I'm thinking, why is this guy so like? I don't know. There's some, we just got some negative people sometimes who they read between the lines and they read them wrong. So
I'm gonna read it here. I have it in front of me. Okay, here was the tweet. Okay, so Willie J, he asked, so is there an exchange listing coming? So, and if so, which on? You inserted exchange listing in your article, but dodged which one and how soon will that be listing? So EverGrow comes out. I'm guessing it's Sam. EverGrow team came out and said, yes, final element ironed out with Bitmart today. The contract was signed weeks ago, but getting this all working has been very complex. The other exchanges will all follow quickly behind now that the hard work is done. Expecting a very positive AMA on Sunday. That's exactly what he said. So just expecting a very positive AMA on Sunday. There's no thing given, but that was I think that's what they're talking about right there, unless there's something else I'm missing or it was a DM or something, but that, as I think, is what they were talking about. So that's where we think that, that's going to come soon. Like I said, once all these drop, man, this will be the next thing and the next thing. This will all be like, remember CoinMarketCap in the early days? Whoever was here, man, we were like, when's CoinMarketCap coming? When CoinMarketCap coming? When's it coming? And it took days and days and days, and then finally it dropped at 6 a.m, and then we're on to the next thing.
Yeah, it was just weird that somebody made a goal in their mind for the project to hit some kind of milestone on this day, and he was holding Sam to this milestone that had never been set in stone. And it was just, he was saying, if this doesn't happen on Sunday, the project's going to tank, and I'm leaving, and everybody else is going to leave. It's like,
remember the guy on Reddit? You have until midnight.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's just weird for somebody to kind of make their own rules and create this mindset where I'm going to sell at a loss because I'm scared. It's like, dude, you either believe in the project or you don't. There's so many bullish signs on here that I can't even. I mean, when is the last time you saw a token come out, a coin of any kind of cryptocurrency that had use cases within the first 2 months? Real use cases. And
right, and it's just an example there of like people jumping the gun. Be careful, don't make assumptions. I mean, it's very, very easy to do, especially when there's a little bit of fear. There's money on the line. Money makes you scared, man. I totally get it. But remember, that's folks, don't make assumptions in this business, or you'll pay the consequences. Positive intent always.
And you know what? If I could just interject here too, I want to say something. You got like 50% of the community that says when this, when that, when this, but you have another 50% of the community that says, I don't want to know timelines because I won't be happy if you give me a timeline and the timeline isn't met. So I can understand the team. The team has to basically walk a tightrope where they give enough information so that people are happy, but you can't give too much information, or shall we say not give enough information so that the other half of the people are sitting there saying, well, we're not hearing from you. Why are you not communicating with the community? So it's a tightrope that they have to balance. And you know what? Looking at it from the point of view, not everybody is ever going to be happy, but I think the team is killing it. You know what? They're not going to give a date or a day, but guess what? Everything is in the works, and be patient. And you know what? You'll be able to reap the rewards.
All right, Michael, I'm going to go ahead and take you down and bring up 2 more people who've been waiting. Oh, you hear my kitty? Yeah, she's mad because she's hungry, and I'm making her wait. I'm a terrible parent. All right, PFF's Commander. If you want to unmute yourself, if you have something you'd like to say. If you're on a computer, we won't be able to hear you. You'll have to come back on your phone.
Correct. Twitter Spaces only works with a phone if you want to use a microphone and actually speak.
Yeah, it looks like he dropped off. He must have been on his computer.
That's weird. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's honestly awful because I would love to use my super high quality headset and everything, but I guess Twitter.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with my computer set up and everything, and then I've got my phone.
Yeah, I'm sitting here staring at my phone, and for whatever reason, Twitter Spaces destroys my phone battery. It rips through it so fast.
Really? Oh, I have my backup. I have like a pack connected to mine because.
Yeah. It started at 100%. It's been an hour, and I've had my phone screen turned off the majority of the time. I'm already at 58%.
Jeez.
Sounds like you need a new phone.
It's fine.
No comments. No comments.
BUSD it. Lewis, did you have a question or a comment? If you want to take yourself off mute.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just want to say hey to Apollo over here for hosting too. But about the creator space, I was just wondering if you guys are going to take. They have the adult content that's going to be on there. Are you going to make it so you can only see the link if you have a verified account, just so you can get like kids and stuff on there, so parents aren't explaining to kids, hey, what does 18 plus mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it would make a lot of sense if it was divided, from the 18 plus community and everything else, right? So we don't have any kind of confirmation or anything. The site's not in beta yet, so I haven't been able to test it myself. But it would make a lot of sense if you were able to just hit a button and be able to separate the adult creators from everyone else. So it does, like Sam has been saying from pretty much the beginning, it's not going to focus on adult content. It's just going to allow it. So if you want to come on there and you want to look at cooking shows or gardening or interior design or whatever the hell you want to check into, and you find these creators, that doesn't mean that you're going to have to deal with full nude women on the front page and things like that.
Stuff will be seen by anybody, and then you'll have to verify yourself and have an account, up with your license to say that you're over 18, and then you can view, anything you want or over 18 stuff. And obviously, anyone that under 18, or under 16 does have an ID, or and under that, they'll see that they're not 18. So I think that's how it's going to work. That's the question. That's what I've been hearing. But we'll get confirmation.
That's what I was figuring. I knew you guys had the license. I mean, like, you won't even be able to see the link at all, like, just so parents don't even see that on there unless you were logged in. That's all I was concerned about.
Yeah, you have to at least search, and also have to search. It's not going to come up and then be like all these different things and post. You have to search for your creator and stuff and have a link or an invite, something like that. And also, like I said, you have to have an account set up and say that you're over 18 with a license. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work. Don't quote me. But I've heard rumblings of that. I'll have Sam talk to you about it if that is ready on Sunday. Thanks for the question.
Thank you.
I do know that in order to do adult content, you will have to put up your own driver's license information, things like that. Because like I said, I was testing it during the beta, and in order to get my account fully up and running and all that stuff, I'm not saying I'm doing adult content, by the way, guys. I was just testing it. Don't get excited.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I did send in my driver's license. I took a picture of it, a good picture, and I sent it in. And I expected it to get approved eventually, but they took that. That was just a beta, so they took that down. It would honestly, it would be weird if you did have to send in your driver's license in order to view adult 18 plus content, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, but I just know. Don't you, like on other sites, if you want to set up like an account to put your wallet on or put money onto it, don't you have to send your stuff in, verify your bank
No.
With
If you're a
with
viewer,
like raw fiat, maybe.
yeah, if you're a viewer, no. If you're like a customer coming onto the site, the government ID thing is for the creator themselves in order to verify them. But I think as a viewer, I think the most, like probably the most that will happen is you'll have to either click a switch in the website that says enable not safe for work content, and then you'll be able to see it. So you'll kind of have to opt into it.
Well, there's that thing on Twitter too, right? I'd imagine it could be something like that, right? Where it's like kind of deep in the settings where you have to like seek it out and turn it on,
Right.
I will have the question written down for you.
Yeah.
They do that with Reddit. They do that with Twitter. They do that with, a bunch of different stuff. So.
Yeah.
Okay. I pulled Crypto Newbie back up. Did you have remember what you were going to ask?
I did, and then I remembered another question I had too. So I've actually got two.
Sweet. Go for it.
So this first one's going to be based partly on some mechanics that we don't necessarily know the answer to, but is it an accurate assumption to say that it's better to pay in EverGrow coin than any other crypto if you're given the choice between the two? Because you got a 14% fee if you're paying in EverGrow, and you're getting a 5% fee on everything else. But it depends on.
But the 14% fee doesn't include. It goes to other things as well. So they were talking about that it was actually probably more beneficial on the last AMA. They talked about it was more beneficial if people bought with other currencies.
Interesting. I would have thought it would have been the 14%.
That's what Sam said, anyways. That he thought it was going to be. He implied that it would be more beneficial for people to pay in fiat.
Yeah. Well, I'd imagine that's probably easier anyway, right? And then plus that 5% buyback burn mechanic, right? Where it instantly buys EverGrow and burns it is, beneficial to holders and such too. So
yeah, I was thinking about it from the 8% that goes back in rewards, and then you've also got that buyback and burn that's built into the 14%. But it really depends on the mechanics of the buy action, because if the 14% is added to the total, then yeah, you're not going to want to pay more. But if the subscription is based off a flat amount and then the 14% when you give it to them, it really depends on the mechanics of the buy process, I guess, is how I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I guess one of those things we'll have to wait and see how it plays. Oh, there's Damien. Found you.
Yeah.
Have to just wait and see when it starts and people will play with it and see what the better option is. And then I'm sure word will get out.
No, makes sense. And then one other thing I was going to say as far as the rewards, because I'd mentioned about, indicating how much volume is coming from PancakeSwap and the ones that accept tokenomics. But it might be helpful to have a list of what exchanges actually do work, because I'd imagine some exchanges are probably going to, like SafeMoon, for example, if SafeMoon, and that's kind of their thing, I'd imagine it's going to work on their exchange eventually. But if they have a list of which ones it does work on, because when somebody's on a different exchange and it doesn't work, they're probably going to be upset in the first place. They're going to go as the website. And if it's got a list that says their exchange doesn't work, they're probably going to move over to Trust Wallet or SafeMoon Exchange or wherever it does work.
I'm sure there'll be some sort of like indication that it works or not, right? I can't imagine that you're just blindly putting in.
Well, I know it doesn't, like on SafeMoon's website, it doesn't. The community knows, but I don't believe on the website that it specifies which does and which does not.
No, they actually do on the website. It's got a little triangle.
Oh, they do?
It's very helpful.
Oh, so that must have changed, because the last time I checked, it didn't. It was just the list of exchanges. Yeah, that's a
new website coming soon. It'll all be
idea.
updated.
Yeah. So definitely, maybe that's something that we pass on, is that whenever that does happen, to maybe indicate somewhere that which are reflections and which one are pay rewards and which ones don't. Yeah.
Hey, just want to say real quick, Crypto Newbie, this is Lord Black. Enjoy your videos, man. They're great. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Had to get that out. Thanks, guys.
Sandy, do you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, so I have a brief question. I'm actually from outside of the US right now, but I have joined the bandwagon very recently. And I intend to be there for long. But one question that sort of keeps me thinking is, on the incentives that the core team has to stay on the project for next maybe 5-10 years, because the only thing that would be important for me would be that this project stays on for another 10 years. This project is amazing, but do the core team have monetary incentives, to be particular, in place to stay on this project for next 10 years? I don't know what you guys thought about that. When I ask this question, I'm not speaking against the project. I love the project. I'm fully invested. I want to be there. I just want to understand further details on how this incentive structure work for the core team.
I can put my 2 cents in.
Go for it.
So my goal from day one on EverGrow, or we'll say week one, because my mindset changed quite quickly with understanding crypto when I met Sam and Jacob, Paul, and a few others early on. But my mindset is strong. The future, guys, uncertain. Okay, a meteor could hit Earth next week, right? It's uncertain. Okay, all I know is I'm holding 2 solid positions. In other words, that of EverGrow that will not be sold until my daughters are of age to do so. And if it goes to zero, so fucking be it. There's another investment that they'll get, but that is their decision. And they're 7 and 5 right now. So 10 years, 17 probably could make a decision. So we have to wait and see. So many Christmases before then, I'd focus on December, the first Christmas, and then just hold strong. I'm telling you guys. Binance, I listened to CZ this morning for 2 hours. and he spoke to thousands of people. And what Binance are implementing in the next 2 years will be truly revolutionary. So just a little heads up there, because I was up pretty early this morning.
I want to add to that. We all heard Sam say his goal is to make this a top 20 crypto. And when that happens, I'm going to say when, because I really believe in the project and the team. When that happens, it's not going to go away in 5 years. When you get to that big in the top 20, even if, people leave positions all the time. When you get that high, you can get a new, you can get a new CEO, you can get a new chairman, you can get a new dev. One leaves because he wants to go, with his family or spend more time with his family, but you get someone to replace. When you get that big, the project becomes bigger than the actual people. And unless something really, really badly goes wrong, I mean, usually, if it gets that big. So that's what you heard Sam say. His goal is top 20 at least, if not more. His goals are very, very, lofty, and I think he'll get there, and with the team's help. So that's what I think answers your question, but long term, to get there,
you know
has
what?
to be a long term.
Yeah, and you know what, Paul? I just want to interject there. I also remember Sam saying that he wanted to make this a career. This is not just a flash in the pan, 1, 2, 3 years, but this is going to be his career.
Well, and I think you have to also remember that, everybody's goals for holding are different. Everybody has different what they're looking for in terms of the end number, or some people are holding for a large number and getting out. Some people are in it for the rewards. So different things attract people to this, and they'll come and go. But this team seems like once the roadmap is over, that they intend to keep looking for ways to grow the ecosystem. So I don't think that there won't be other stuff down the road that will benefit us. I think there will be new things once the games and the staking and all that rolls out.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the ways we've been able to keep the Discord so positive, right? Like that number's different for everybody, right? You have people in this who want a new car. You have people in this who want, thousands of dollars in passive income, whatever that is, right? Like, be happy for the people that achieve that goal, right? And think positively of it. Don't look at it as, oh, well, they sold, just, I don't know. That's something we've I think really been trying to push in the community.
And
spot on. Since I think it was the second AMA when Sam actually predicted it before it happened, he said we will see big steps, because there are people that are new to crypto that have not seen this sum of money before. And he said this before the price is anywhere near this price, what it is trading now at the dip.
Yeah,
he was been saying for like the second AMA. So I believe over 50%, I know it's just a number, are supportive of anyone that exits EverGrow. Like they really are supportive, like truly. Like I got friends that have exited EverGrow. They love EverGrow because they got into a sustainability for their family, and they're forever grateful, and they will always say good things about EverGrow from here on in. So that's a positive,
right?
And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and there's this one thing before I forget. When the platform is on the subscription base, Crypto Control and Crypto Newbie, I have 10K already put aside US for both of you over the first probably week or two of that platform being up. So just a little heads up if you guys are making a obviously making a on that platform.
Mic off. I saw he heard
so
that.
I'm not going to donate for YouTube.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for
it. Strictly for
Jeez.
So it's 10K, and it might go up, to be honest.
Wow, man, thanks so much, bro.
10K for now.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
And Crypto Control and Crypto Newbie. So I've commented on Crypto Newbie's videos a few times. I don't know if he's noticed, but I've been watching him from his very first video. So yeah. Anyway, that's my little thing before I forget.
And two things.
That's awesome.
Sorry, Rabbit. Two things I want to say.
We all appreciate that, man. That's huge. That's awesome.
We're all going to contribute to crypto control.
Yeah, the least I can do. Okay, the
Yeah,
least.
and we're all going to do that. We're going to support. I think a lot of us. There's 100,000 right now, and maybe not all. I mean, obviously not all. A lot of us are going to support people we know and people we don't know that are on the platform, especially when it first starts, because we're going to get this going. So we're going to be a part of this movement that gets it moving, just like the project it did when we got in. It was all community based. So we're going to be the ones that do that at the very beginning, while getting other people also. So just like Damien said, he's going to do. I'm gonna contribute to Crypto Control because I've been following him since June from the other project. I didn't find out about it through him, but I don't care. I might as well. Like, I respect everything he does. And Crypto Newbie, everyone who makes these great videos, they put their time and effort. And YouTube doesn't pay. I had to put them down because they have up there. They provide value, but I think they deserve more for what they do, and they've made a lot of people a lot of money, and they deserve some of it back if they haven't. I'm not sure their investments, that's their business, but I think they deserve back, and I'm going to support them. Damien obviously is going to support them a lot, and if EverGrow is doing good, I think we're all going to be supporting, which I know it's going to be doing good. We'll all be supporting them a whole lot. What was the second thing?
Look, with guys.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, without guys like that, you would have had a lot of new investors back, a little bit ago, not knowing where to start or what to do. So, forever grateful, right?
Yeah, 100%. I forgot.
Yeah, I just want to say, thank you so much, guys, for your support. You guys are really awesome. I just want to throw this out there because I promised a video today that I didn't make. But my girlfriend got in a wreck on the highway 2 days ago, going like 70 miles an hour.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
okay. Her car is totaled. She hit the center median, blacked out. Her airbag deployed. She flew across the rest of the highway into the grass and totaled her car. Then she comes over last night. Like, she gets here, and in like 2 minutes, we get tornado warnings, and the sirens go off, and we get hit by a tornado last night. So I've had some crazy stuff going on. But
oh my God, take as much time as you
get
need.
that video out. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? What are you
Yeah.
making it? You don't need it. Come on now, it's
Oh
all
my
right,
gosh.
man.
Wow.
All good.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
But everyone's
okay. I mean, it's exciting. It didn't destroy the house. It was just a little bit of damage. It took down some like really big trees. But yeah, I just thought that I was just laughing at how crazy that is. So.
Yeah,
but I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are insane. Thank you like so much for your support. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, I messaged you today to see if you're okay because we hadn't heard from you. So yeah, obviously it happened. So I'm glad you and your girlfriend's okay. I think I speak for everybody. So it's good.
I love your videos too, but I've told you that before, so I had to tell Crypto Newbie. Love both y'all's videos.
And I gotta say, I thank you all too. I mean, it's been awesome doing this particular token. I mean, I've been a big fan of it ever since I learned about it. It sucks I didn't get into it earlier, and I didn't start my YouTube channel until like last month. So, but thanks for all that support. That's awesome.
Lewis, you want to unmute your mic? Did you finally get it figured out?
Oh yeah, I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just wanted to put in, I know I asked a question before, but I just want to say, like, this project has been amazing. Like, I got in late, like 2 weeks after, but I spent like 3 hours arguing with my wife just to get me to drop 10K on this project because I knew this was going somewhere. I don't know if anybody's just looked. Yes, it was a 3-hour argument, but she's pretty happy now. But I don't know if anybody's just looked at Sam's profile. Like, it's not just the run-of-the-mill, some dude in a basement coming out with a crypto. Like, out of all the people you could have, why would you not want this guy at the helm? Just looking at his background.
I agree with you 100%.
100%.
He is.
When I read his LinkedIn,
butt off.
So if you can't hear me, because I have very bad connection for some reason. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think he lost connection.
Yeah, I'm just having bad connection. All I just
go.
want to say is like, yeah.
Oh,
Every
man.
time.
Yeah, it sounds spotty.
Every time. Sam is putting in 18-hour days, guys. Literally, he is like literally each exchange has taken so much work and back and forth and back and forth, even with the devs. The rate that these guys, they have, this is why, they've actually brought it up to me, and I made, maybe not a mistake, but, I mentioned on one of the AMAs, they should come on, Discord a little more. He doesn't have time, and he will, once this, kind of this little passes, when the exchanges and stuff gets going. And, he'll come on the Discord more and Telegram more and kind of answer questions, talk, and come on here throughout the week. He's just so busy and so tired and just getting literally 3-4 hours of sleep at night, if that, and then up early the next day, grinding for us all. Like literally, I can vouch for that. Grinding for us all. So I think we're happy and we're blessed to have him at the helm, because he really cares about the investor. And they haven't been paid yet. None of them have been paid $1 yet. And they're working this hard because they believe in the project and they want this for the investors as fast as they can get it out to them. I know that for a fact.
I'm sorry, this is, if I'm just completely interrupting. Did Elon Musk respond to Sam today?
What? No.
Okay.
He did.
He did.
He did?
Isn't that his other account? The Sam Twit?
Sam Twits, he made a tweet at Elon Musk, and it shows Elon Musk responding to him.
It does.
All right. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it right now.
Can I get a link?
I'm going to find
somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to put it up. I'll find it right now.
Sweet.
Yeah, you can pin it in here.
I'll share it.
Yeah, to hear a Discord, man. What? I was completely unaware
Yeah,
of
it
that.
happened sometime, I don't know, like 6 or 7 hours ago or something. But he was basically talking about, Sam was talking about Rivian, which is an electric car company that came out with no revenue, and somehow they're hitting $100 billion market cap. And he's like, yo, dude, explain this. And basically what Elon said is, hey, nobody else has been able to make a new car company in the last 100 years that's done what we've done. So good luck to them, but I don't see it happening, because that's what I got from it.
Dropped it in Discord for y'all. Found it.
You dropped it already?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
that's absolutely insane. And just to pull it back slightly, when I read Sam's LinkedIn for the first time, the opening 2 sentences are phenomenal. How he credited his grandmother for he started investing at 19. So that's huge. Like, Sam's a mama's boy. Let's put it that way. It's great.
I mean, you can tell his integrity, especially because he handles those AMAs just like an investor call. And if you guys haven't been into like a stock investor call before, like that is how he handles it. So I'm very impressed by the professionalism.
Yep. Oh yeah, the professionalism and transparency is absolutely unmatched with this project versus any other one that I've seen. Period. No questions asked.
Lewis, did you have anything else to say?
No, that was it. I just wanted to bring more attention to Sam because, like I said, I don't know who else you would want at this point when you look at his background.
Totally. He is I just love listening to him talk. I could just sit there and listen to him talk forever.
He's got a great voice. I'll give him that.
He does. He does. All right, I'm gonna bump you down. We've gone almost an hour and a half, so I'm gonna take 2 more, and then we're gonna hop off. Just because one, it's getting late for some of us, and some of us have other things we've got to get to. So I'm gonna bring up EverGrow Bro, and I'm gonna bring up Oxbow.
I'll be in voice chat later on. If
you are not a part of the Discord chat, the link to Discord is on the official EverGrow website. You can join. We do run voice chats there all the time. APEC is one of our voice chat moderators, and he's always in there chatting people up, answering questions. You're welcome to come in there and hang out with us. So after this, he'll be over there. I'll probably be asleep. But Oxbow, did you have something to say? If you want to take yourself off mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. Is anybody else curious about like holder sentiment? Like, just listening to you guys, like, I'm just wondering who people are who like hold and like different sizes, like what the whales are, like their sentiment is, or what they're like waiting for, what they're hoping to get out of the project. I don't know if
I think
any pollsters or anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think everybody, that's something a lot of people want to know. I don't think it's realistic to know that, though. I know it's a crazy wide variety of different like places and types of people, right? Which is the cool part. I know something we've said and pushed a lot is like you see people cash out these little amounts, right? Little to you, right? But little to you could be life changing somewhere else. I mean, it's just I think I don't know. I think there's a lot of variety.
Yeah. No, it's just a crazy idea that came into my head. Maybe like not even possible, but some way to anonymize and like connect like the wallet size with like, what people's goals are and like that kind of stuff and do a
Yeah.
polling.
I mean, I think knowing knowing when whales are going to cash out would be a very dangerous thing to know, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that would definitely change the way the chart looked. So
I do enjoy watching where whales go when they sell. I like
do
to
that
see
all
where
the time.
they move their money.
Yeah, that I know. Yeah, there's been a lot of commotion about that since I brought it up in Discord, like whale watching as a whole, right? Because I spend time doing that, right? I'll spend time like watching, these multiple $100,000 sales. I'll immediately jump on BSC scan and be like, okay, where are they going? And like actively follow the big money and see what they're putting into, and stuff I've never heard of, and I've made money off of it. I won't lie, it's fun too.
Smart money follows smart money.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
You sure do, and that's why I repeat it, because it makes so much sense.
Just to add on to that, guys. I love whale watching. I've done it since day one type thing as well. But the top 4 wallets, the top one's a big time investor who aped in on launch day. Number 2 is the Devs wallet, 50 trillion. That's untouched, obviously 2 rewards, as we all know. Number 3, the 14 trillion, is also a pre-seller that topped up. Number 4 is Sam's wallet. What I'm getting at is, guys, those 4 wallets have not sold a single coin except for that top wallet. He sold 400 billion in one transaction. So he went from 51 trillion to 50 and 600 billion. And that was like 2 weeks in. He was just testing the sell. And then after that sell, he has so many other investments, the top 4 people, that they will sell those investments, which they won't even sell before they even sell their EverGrow investment. So don't even worry about those top 4 moving. So when you talk about whales, guys, you're talking about like fucking skinny whales, right? But they're still whales, but they're skinny, right? They can't keep vomit out.
Right?
Like they keep vomiting their goods. They become skinnier and skinnier to the point they just disappear, and we eat them up, right? But the top 4 whales,
we had whale 1971 back. I know CP Doge was all over that in Discord, right? We would watch, like we would actively follow. He's cashed out this many. He has this much left. He has this much left, and count down. I think he's down to like either nothing or like barely anything now. And
exactly,
it's really good for holder security to know that the really big guys are.
And when we had the
stable.
voice chats early on, like for like literally 3 to 4 weeks straight, like literally 24/7, I was on there probably over 50% of the time. Yeah, it was those were the days where like we got that tight root, and then the tree then grew from there. So those 4 weeks were very crucial, because I remember pumping the group, or the group was pumping me, to be honest, and I couldn't help but be on it. But the point is, we were calling out people selling. We were saying, yep, this is it. Like every position, even from that awkward 9 to 2, our biggest drop ever. This was like like before the all-time high, 9 to 2. Then we shot up to it.
That was a big
We
one.
were calling everything out. We even called out the back-to-back sells. We even said the buyback wallet's not triggered yet. It wasn't even triggered at all. We called everything out when we had the CMC glitch where everyone thought they were trillionaires and people were cashing out. When Crypto Control got on the live stream, joined the Telegram, we had like awkward times where we didn't know how to buy. Then it turns out Frank, one of the good admins of EverGrow, comes in and says, no, you have to put the address in. As soon as he said that, the reversal started happening, and that was that was us counting the FUD. And then and the rest was technically history, even though it was just a short amount of time ago.
And also, if you all don't remember, so the team has verified that the top holder, the guy that has 50, or person who has 50 trillion tokens, has reached out to the team, has been verified, and he is a backer of EverGrow coin, a backer of the community. He's not going to make a move. He was just testing some stuff out, I think he was getting his investment back or whatever it was. But he is not going to, sell every week or do anything monstrous to tank the price. He's good with his reflections, and if he made any move, he would contact the team. They'd work it out, however it was, but it won't be anytime soon. He's good to go. He's not a friend of them, but I'm saying he's a friend of the community, of us. So that's good to know.
Yeah, I haven't used any of this for financial advice, but I find it fascinating. And if anybody wants to make a YouTube channel about whale watching, I would definitely tune in.
Yeah, we definitely need a whale watcher. I know we're building a whale watcher channel for our Discord. So right now all the whale buys and sells trigger in our price bot, but eventually once we nail it down to about a 90 to 95% accuracy, it will have its own channel, so you can watch see when whales buy, sell, or transfer, which is pretty cool.
And stay tuned to the creator platform with me. You never know. You never know.
I'll be there.
All right, Oxbow, I'm going to take you down, and I'm going to bring up EverGrow. Let me see. You give it a second to connect, and then you should be able to speak if you take yourself off mute. EverGrow, bro. You there? Oh, he hopped down. Maybe he was having connection issues. evergrowbro.com, are you there?
Oh, I brought up someone else by mistake, Rabbit. The merch guy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks so much for taking the time to put this together. It's been awesome to be a part of this group, and just to follow what the last speaker was asking about market sentiment. I was motivated to launch a silly kind of website based off of an AMA. And the purpose of me launching this site was just so that way I could take the profits from that and buy more EverGrow. So I think that this is an awesome project. I've been tracking it for about, I'd say, just over 6 weeks now when I first jumped in. And what I pay attention to isn't necessarily whale movements, but I've created my own spreadsheet, and I track what is known as cash-on-cash return. So on a daily basis, you can look at the cash-on-cash return and look at the volume, and I have never seen the cash-on-cash return dip below 20%. So on an annual basis. So if you're looking at an investment, if you put $1,000 in today, like today's number was 36%. So if you put $1,000 in today, in 365 days, you're going to get 36% back on your money, which is an amazing return. And these are things that nobody's talking about. So I think it's a really astonishing project, knowing that the coin is in its infancy stages, but also that it is printing this BUSD for the entire community. This cash-on-cash return, once it gets out, that is going to be, in my mind, a game-changing revelation for the entire community. You look at staking pools that are 12.5%, and people are going nuts over that. But 30%, 40% actual physical cash, not including the actual value of the coin going up, it's insane. It's unheard of. So I think once those numbers start going out with utility, with more exchange listings or actual exchange listings, this coin's going to explode. So I'm super pumped for.
Yeah, you get those big buys.
100%.
Yeah, big ones. Yeah.
100%. You're a genius. What you're talking about, to summarize what you just said, is millionaire money being parked into EverGrow once they see the numbers, which is exactly what you just said.
And what these whales do is when they go out and let's say you make 500 grand. You make 500 grand and then you sit there and you're afraid of losing it, finding some sort of, maybe they're not afraid of losing it, but I would be afraid of losing it. I would put it into a stable coin and get my 8, 10, 12% API or APY on crypto.com USD coin. And I'd stake it for 3 months and make my 12.5% return. With this, all you're betting on is that the project will become a company, and this company, and which it looks like it is, and this company will stick around for the next 5, 10 years, which all signs are pointing to that being an affirmative. So it doesn't make sense in my mind to get in any other USD coin and wait till this bull cycle's over and all those things that people are considering in all the groups. This here is a high interest paying asset. So it's incredible. The next thing that I wanted to bring up as a suggestion is as we have new, let's say, websites or brand identity assets being created for EverGrow, is there a way that we could have some sort of focus group where Sam or the team can create a focus group to get some feedback before we actually launch it? I think that would be a really great thing. Not saying I want to be a part of it, but if there is some sort of capability to have a focus group, I think that would be awesome.
I will bring it up. I don't know. I couldn't. I don't know what was that on. I will bring it up to Sam and the group. I'll post it in the Telegram chat that we're all in. And next time I talk to any of the devs or Sam, I will bring it up. And Previn, he really is the one that handles the website stuff. So I'll bring it up to him, and we'll go from there. And if you're around on the AMA, you want to bring up that question and you're brought up, happy to bring you up.
Awesome. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you all so much, and keep on doing God's work here.
Likewise. Same with you, brother. Can I get Crypto Control and Crypto Newbie just to DM me on Twitter? Just have a checkpoint, so I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what's your Twitter handle?
That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. I'll send a message here in a second. I think I followed you already.
Oh, sweet. No worries.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, Damien.
Oh, I was just trying to follow him.
He's EverGrow King.
EverGrow King. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say something before Rabbit wraps everything up. Rabbit, on behalf of the community and all the other mods and devs, you do such a good job in the Discord and with this, and hosting this Twitter space every week. You care so much about the project, and we are lucky to have you. Like, so lucky to have you in the Discord. You make it that much better, and we all appreciate you and the work you put in and the time. And I just want to say that on behalf of all of us, and we can't appreciate you more. Thank you so much.
No, thank y'all. Y'all make it so fun. I'm always telling my husband, like, oh, so-and-so said this and so-and-so said that. And it was so hilarious. And I'm sure he thinks I'm crazy, but y'all are getting to be like second family. So I appreciate all of you guys.
Yep.
Rabbit, I agree with Paul.
we
I think
are
you're
100%
perfect for the
behind
job.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, Twitter Spaces was never my idea. One of our moderators, his name is CP Doge. When we first started the Discord, we were talking about, ways to, get the word out and, bring awareness to the coin. One of us was like, oh, we should do Twitter Spaces. And he's like, okay, well, you have a Twitter, you do it. And I was like, what? So I kind of just got thrown into doing it. But I don't mind doing it. It's fun. And it's fun having all these guys up here. So, there was one other person that was going to speak and now they disappeared off. It was one of our other moderators. His name is DeFi Data. And he just wanted to get across that our Discord is just a great community. So if you're looking for a community, definitely check us out. DeFi Data, do you want to unmute yourself real quick?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to touch on, thanks for letting me talk just for a second. I'll keep it brief. I know everyone's getting a little tired. We've been going for a while. I just want to touch on the community. I haven't been in crypto too long, a couple months, a little bit longer than that. So I'm a crypto baby here. But I've researched a ton of different cryptos. You know, I've been through 100, 200, 300 or more different cryptos, looking at social medias, looking at, you know, breaking down white papers and websites, and just, you know, looking for smart investments. And out of the hundreds I've been through, EverGrow by far, hands down, has the best community. You know, everyone's positive, everyone's looking to help each other out, looking to be, you know, to, you know, get away from the FUD and keep everything positive and helpful and happy, especially the mods. You know, the mods are top tier. You know, Rabbit U, CP Doge, Lord, you know, everybody, Lord Black, APEC. I can't even name all of them. I'll run out of breath, but from just trying to name everybody. Mucky, Model T, I'm just seeing names right here in the spaces. But everyone's always on the ball about being happy, helpful, friendly, and just, you know, trying to create a positive, helpful space, just making it welcome for everybody. And that was a big reason why I got into EverGrow, was just the community, seeing how it's not just a hype train. It's not just people saying, yeah, you know, this crypto to 1 cent, or, you know, if, you know, these rumors, you know, it's just everyone's in here to be helpful to themselves and to everybody else. And just, it's just such a positive space, whether it's, you know, Discord or Reddit or whatnot. Everyone's super helpful. The community's great. I haven't seen anything like it, so I just wanted to kind of touch on that. So, you know, if anybody listening, you haven't checked out any of our, you know, you're just listening from Twitter, you haven't actually been in the Discord or Reddit or anything like that, stop by, you know, come say hi. Everyone's always sharing memes, and it's positive outlook all around.
Yeah, I love our Discord. Our Discord is great. And like almost everybody up here, except for Crypto Control, we're all mods in the Discord. But Crypto
I'm actually a
Control is
mod
definitely,
too.
he's one of our favorite visitors. So yeah, definitely, if you are looking for a Discord place to hang out, come check us out. Did anybody have anything they wanted to say before we wrap up real quick? Yes, no, maybe so.
Well, you know what? I just want to chime in terms of what Paul said. So, Rabbit, thank you very much for hosting this. This is a fantastic platform. I'm happy to be a part of it. I know the whole community is happy to be a part of it. So, you know what? I'm looking forward to the next one. Keep up the great work. This is fantastic.
Thank you. Y'all make it easy. And as soon as we nail down next week's date, I will definitely post it up and we'll share it. And hopefully next week we'll have a lot of other fun new stuff to talk about. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to say before we end for the night? Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah, just a quick comment.
I can ramble on for about an hour if you guys wanted me to. I mean, you know, ramble.
No, don't get Paul started. We'll be here all night. Model T, did you have something?
Yeah, I just want to say that, you know, thank you all for showing up. And, you know, it's really like passionate investors like yourselves and crypto enthusiasts that really make work. And we're really lucky to have just the community that we have. And a lot of people who end up joining this Discord end up adding like a positive addition to the group. You know, they're all like very smart, and, you know, it's great because we're teaching each other things, and we're, you know, passionate about EverGrow. So thank you.
I want to add this really quick, if it's okay. I just want to.
And I want to add one more thing after you, Paul.
Sure. I want to quote Mucky real quick, who likes to quote Bill and Ted. I just want to say, everybody be excellent to each other.
Damien, what did you want to add?
That literally mind blanked me, but it came back to me now. For those that are going to stream on Creator platform, I suggest you make like a reaction channel, like videos. I also suggest you also make a streaming platform as well on top of it, where you just stream your games, like your gameplay, even if it's a noob, because we're all new to that new game next year. If you stream like episode 1, 2, 3, at least people can backlog when they start. You will find you'll get a lot more traction that way, because then you're working the ecosystem, and obviously most people will just take the donations in EverGrow, right? So just a heads up for those early guys, and for those that haven't even started your YouTube channels, this is your time, right? That's all.
All right. Well, we're going to end it there for the night. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I think at one point we had over 150 people, almost 160. So that was really cool. we're really excited to get up here and to share with you guys and have another avenue to share about EverGrow and what's going on and what's new and what we're excited about.
Thank
So,
you.
no, thank you guys. We'll be back next week. And as soon as we have a date and time, we will definitely let you know.
Big shout out to the community for showing up tonight. Thank you for showing up, guys.
Yes, definitely. You guys rock. Y'all make this fun. So, and we love answering the questions and hearing everybody's enthusiasm. So, y'all, yes, bring it next week. We look forward to seeing you. Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.
Live stream for tonight. And let me get off of here so I don't get a copyright issue. But hopefully everybody found that helpful. There wasn't a lot of questions in this one particular, or there wasn't as much stuff, but you can see there's a lot of good information, a lot of good questions that they're going to take back to Sam and the team, and hopefully we'll get responses to those at the AMA on Sunday, and I'll be live streaming that as well. I try to do a live stream for pretty much every project that I cover, but some of the projects don't do a very good job of announcing things, so it's really hard to plan for them. And if I've already got other things that I'm doing, because I have kids and dogs and a wife, so I can't always rearrange the schedule, especially around work. But I do try to do as many of the AMAs for as many of the projects that I cover, whether it's Saitama or Bodav or any of the other projects that I cover on this channel, just to make sure that if you're interested in the project, that you can get the up-to-date information and I can ask good questions to hopefully help the team and then also help you all as well. So, but thanks for tuning in. Is there any last minute questions? And I'll write those down for the AMA. I think we got a pretty good number of questions answered here, and it sounds like they're going to take those back to the team. So hopefully we'll get answers to some of those things from Sam or the team on Sunday. And I will always do the recap. So if you don't want to watch the hour to 2 hour long AMAs, I will also do a recap as well, and then I'll put some of my comments or my thoughts on some of the content in there as well. And I do go in the Discord too, so if you ever do run into problems, I'm not in there as much, but I try to get in there at least for an hour or two a day and try to help people out if they've got questions or concerns. But you can always just drop a comment on a video, and I review those before anything else. So I try to get back to people as quick as I can. When I'm at work, obviously I can't be working on responding, but even then, if I've got a break or everybody's got to eat, I try to get back and answer those questions as well. I got the dog sitting right here, so they were front and center for me to pick on. But yeah, it's definitely the wife. But the dogs take a lot of time because I got to go play catch with those all the time because I'm the only one that does. But my wife definitely schedules a lot of the things to make sure that we get out of the house and go do stuff. So otherwise I could be on here all day doing live streams and content creation. So she has to kick me out of here every once in a while. So, but I do really appreciate everybody that jumped in here. And again, leave any questions you've got in any videos or find me in the Discord. I'm on Twitter as well. And if you send me a question there, I take a look at those things as well. I'm not as big on the Twitter stuff, but I'm figuring that out. So, but that's it for tonight. I'm going to go down and finish dinner since I jumped up here before I finished eating food. So, but y'all have a good night and stay strong with those diamond hands. Thank you.